Last year I made this world on iPad Minecraft. Don't ask why I play on iPad, okay? I'm just gonna give you a tour. I'll show you all the footage I've got, so you can see how I built everything, in case you couldn't already tell. So, enjoy it, please. When I made the world, I wanted it to be hardcore, but I wasn't on Bedrock yet, so I just pretended it was hardcore. And there were a lot of times I almost died. But I started off by running till I found a structure. And the first thing that showed up was this igloo. After that, I found a ruined portal, and I got my first tools, which I still have, by the way. So, I was a bit more geared up. I slept through the first night at this village, and then I went to the caves so I could get my iron armor. And after I found my first diamond, I started finding loads more. So I probably should have made a fortune pickaxe, but that's a lot of bookshelves and I couldn't be bothered. Once I had a diamond chestplate, sword, pickaxe, and 14 left over, I should have made leggings, but I forgot. I went into the nether. I did a few hardcore worlds before this, where I usually died before I could even find a nether fortress. It was usually just because of some BS though, you can't even blame me for this. But finally I made it to a nether fortress, and the leggings would have been very helpful in here. This was when I finally remembered to make leggings, and then I started heading back to the portal. Even though killing Endermen in the warp forest or bartering with piglins is quicker, I just wanted to trade with villagers for the ender pearls, because I did not want to go back to the nether. So I made the Eyes of Ender, and I headed to the stronghold. It was right under this village, so I thought I'd dig a villager down with me, because you never know, he might help me kill the dragon. I was lucky I found that extra pearl because I didn't have enough to fill in the portal. And even with the extra one, I was still a pearl short, so I had to run round and hope I found another one. Well, I was lucky. I turned round, The villager was not coming with me, so I was on my own. I want to be a elytra as soon as possible. So I went straight through and I got a really good teleport.
Enchanté.
I skipped right past the end poem because I don't have time to read all that. I tamed a cat, and since it was nearly December, I wanted to give it a Christmas-related name. So I called it Chris. He needed a place to live, and I needed storage, so I built whatever the hell this is. Okay, the netherrack was quick to mine, and I was gonna move out as soon as I found a better place to live. Okay, so just ignore it. Forget you ever saw it. Okay, there's no netherrack house in this world. I used all the levels to enchant my armor, and then I made a better house. This one's next to the stronghold village, and I made a little trading hall underneath, so I can get all my enchants. And I also did my first raid here. After a close call in the nether, I respawned the dragon, because in bedrock you get just as many levels the second time, and another egg. Then I just did some more raids. I nearly died in the nether again. And then I found a mine shaft. That was my very first not chapel in the world. Anyway, then I went and built this Enderman XP farm. Big up JC Plays for the tutorial, by the way. Because all my farms are just his. And I've pretty much only got 2 farms, but still. So I used the XP farm to put the enchanted books from the trading hall on all my armor and get more equipped so I could upgrade it to netherite. And then I thought I was ready to take on the dreaded bedrock wither. It's not actually too hard if you're maxed out. There's a bug where it just digs an entire chunk, right? So I think this water saved me. So I just made the beacon, but the pyramid I had to make under it was going to be very expensive for me because I hadn't done that much mining and I definitely didn't have an iron farm or anything. So I got my valuables. I left a couple diamonds in the chest because I shouldn't need all of them, right? Turned out I did. I used all my valuables on one beacon. I had the perfect amount. It would have been perfect if I had some left, but whatever. But the beacon was worth it just for that sound. Anyway, I fought the wither again, and this time it did the digging glitch. So I'm lucky I could get away from all the blocks on the floor.
What's the noise? Wake up my PC!
I still couldn't be bothered to make an iron farm, so I just did loads of mining. And now my diamonds and my emeralds can go safely back in the chest. But the ones I spawned in the end were even worse, because this one dug a hole straight in the void, and I lost the nether star. I think I nearly died because of some... I don't even know what was hurting me, man. Once I got bored of the wither, I started building the proper base. In one of the spots I killed it, so you can see some of the holes in the ground. And then, once I'd done the first part, me and Chris moved in. And I had to get more materials. I had to keep going back to the stronghold, so I made this nether highway back to my old house. I got some more blocks, and I liked what I did the first time, so I just built it again. But before I built more of these, I wanted to go and explore an ancient city. I did all this without dying, and I was treating the world like hardcore, so I had to be careful. So, I died how I lived. Quickly, after I survived all that. I had all those close calls, but I couldn't escape the warden. So, if I was gonna play it like hardcore, I had to leave the world. But I did not want to start over again. There was nothing stopping me from just respawning and getting my stuff. So I decided it was just going to be a normal single player world. Okay, it's not hardcore anymore, but I want to do something to redeem myself, to prove I'm not completely incompetent. The biggest fight I've ever done. I wanted to fight the warden, the wither, and the dragon at the same time, but I'd have to take the warden to the end. And before I could do anything, I still need to get my gear back from that city. Right, to take the warden to the end, I had to find a stronghold and connect it to a deep dark. And if you're wondering why I don't take an elder guardian as well, because you think that's a boss, just look at this, okay? That does not count. If I could summon a warden in the deep dark and get it to chase me all the way to a stronghold, and then get it to fall in the portal, and then go through and get it to fall in a bubble elevator, so it's in a cage above the end, with a noise machine to keep its attention, I'd be able to easily track them. I've got some totems, I've got some over-dramatic music. Now it's time to go through, respawn the dragon, summon my old friend the wither, and unleash the warden. I'm just going to go back to building the base, but I thought if I had more end gateways, I might be able to find end cities quicker. And I also wanted the gateways because I was going to do an end build after this. And if I'm respawning the dragon after I build stuff, I'm just going to wreck everything. And I'd done loads of mining by now, so I was even able to make a quadruple beacon made of completely solid diamond. He did have a flaw, but I quite liked how it looked with just grass, so I got rid of it. In here I put my fish, Space Jam, and my sniffer, Greg. He has died, so I've replaced him. And I've also added my horse, Mishima. There's nothing useful in the higher floors, so I don't come up here that much. But I do like this room with all my music discs and potions and safety hazards. So there you have it. This is my main base, and then I moved on to the end. Here's the start of my end transformation. I wanted a statue in the middle. And I added a halo on it because I thought it was cool. But the main thing that was going to take ages was covering the island in grass. Even though I just wanted one layer over the whole thing, it was still going to take hours and hours. But I was off school, so I did it in about a day. Probably took a few years off my lifespan, but it was completely worth it if this grass can spread. I thought maybe it just took longer in the end, so I left it and added some trees. But it's time I connect all the tic-tac portals with a big ring. But what should the ring look like? That's the question. And I remembered I used to play Mario Kart 7. So I'm going to make a Rainbow Road style stained glass ring. But the end portal was inside the statue, so I had to add a good way to reach it. So I just made a big hole in its ribs and you can fly straight in now. The grass was still not spreading, so I just spent one more day adding a load of moss and bone meal to it. achievements. I've never gotten every achievement on my Minecraft account, but I've got like 60% right now, and I might be able to get the rest. So I'm going to give it a go. And for every achievement, I'm going to put a little item to commemorate it in this museum above the village. And I wanted a smaller build after the base and the end, because they took ages. Now the build's done, I can start getting some easy achievements. Every wall colour, pot planter, zoologist, caves and cliffs. So this one I had to jump from build height to the bottom of the world, which should be easy, but I didn't line it up properly. I built an iron golem, I sheared a sheep, which no clue how I hadn't done that yet. That was most of the quick ones done. I wanted to get every music disc, even though that's not a bedrock achievement, so I did some archaeology, which was really exciting. I took a strider to the overworld and walked it across the lava lake. But I also had to take some frogs to the nether so they could eat magma cubes and spit out some frog legs for me. For the next achievement, I had to get some armor trims, and the last one I needed was silent. There's only one place you can get it. Since the first death, I discovered ender pearls exist. So I should probably be fine in the ancient city. But when I found a new ancient city to look in, I got a bit distracted, because above it there's a mine shaft, and above that, there's this. That's the only triple mob spawner I've ever found. And thanks to that creeper, it's now a double mob spawner, so cheers. Anyway, I got the trim without dying, but I almost died of boredom when I got Wayfinder because I had to do more bloody archaeology. And then, I had 98% done. 2 out of the last 3 achievements were just throwing an item to another player, so I was going to have to open up the world for the first time. He was getting attacked by zombies, stranded at spawn, but it was him. My old friend, Ash.
Who?
Back to the streets.
There was one achievement left, but I had no clue which biomes I hadn't been to yet, and I didn't even know any of the ocean biome names anyway. I just got some rockets and started flying. I went tens of thousands of blocks out, but I couldn't get the last achievement. My elytra was almost broken, and I was tired of flying, so I went home with 99%. Me and Ash did go on a romantic boat ride. He got bored and killed himself, and I put the boat in the finished museum, along with every other item. And I've even got my very first tools here that I got from that ruined portal on day 1. the achievement museum done. Now let me show you some of my other builds. This next one's got a backstory, okay? We have to go many years back to when I didn't even have my own iPad. I barely played any Minecraft, and my sister built a lighthouse. She showed it to my dad, and he was very impressed. My mum was very impressed, and I wanted to impress them too. But I was like 7 and I couldn't build. Ready to make my own lighthouse and a little village around it to show my father and see if I can finally I wanted to do the whole interior to make sure it was better than my sister's. I did a little fishing dock and a blacksmith workshop. I still had loads of red terracotta left, so I made a barn. Chucked in some pigs, cows. I've got a horse called Macaroni, he can go in there too. And for one last build at the back, I need to do a castle. It's not going to be a massive castle, but I found this thing at a pet shop. You meant to put a fish in it, but I thought it looked a bit Minecrafty, so I'm just going to try and recreate it in survival. There you go, so it's time I send a picture to my dad and see what he thinks. Now I'm going to ask my sister how she feels about this. Alright, well, anyway, after that, I built the Wither Storm from Minecraft Story Mode. one place I haven't built yet is the ocean. I want to do some ocean temples. Then I thought, you know, at the start of the world I was fighting loads of bosses, and I haven't done that in a while. So I wanted to make an arena, and at the end of the year I'm going to do a big fight. But the fight in here is going to be at the end of the video, so that's a bit of suspense for you. But I have already built this smaller arena, so I'm going to do some PvP with my boy, TechnoDream593. I got a netherrack road straight to my house now, but somehow this guy was still dying. He said there were piglins on the road or something, so I had to go help him out. This muppet fell off the bridge, so I had to give him an ender pearl. He doesn't really play Bedrock, but I hadn't PvP'd in a year, so it should balance out. And first to 4 wins, okay? I don't want to say and then too much, so subsequently, I died in all my games. And the 1.21 update dropped. I know they added 12 chambers, so I want to find one. I have a cartographer who I can trade with and get a map, so it should be easy. Where the hell is the... There should be one on here, so maybe if I just trade for another one. Yes! Yes! Thank you. Oh my... Come on. But obviously there's one main thing you want to get in the trial chambers. It'd be cool. Yeah! Oh my... I took the mace up to the surface so I could try it out, and right off the bat, I mastered it. Since it had been so long since I killed any bosses, I thought I'd try one-shot the warden. Since I hadn't used the tunnel to the stronghold for so long, I wanted to one-shot the warden in the end. Built a little box on the obsidian platform to contain it, and if it kills me as soon as I go through, my items shouldn't fall in the void. There's also a noise machine, because it's got brain rot, and if you don't stimulate it all the time, it's gonna die. Now the warden's in the end, so I've got to go through, fly in the air and then drop on it with my beautiful, newly enchanted Density 5 mace. Okay, I didn't think it was going to kill me straight away, and I forgot the stuff on the platform despawns as soon as you go through the end.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this.
So the warden also despawned because the noise machine was gone. I made a new mace and a new noise machine, not on the platform, and I headed back to the deep dark. This time it was all fine till I had to trap it in the cage. I wanted to get on top of the wall, so I just put down a quick water bucket, and the second I did that, I knew it was going to push the warden in the void. So I got another warden, I ender pearled out, I locked it in, died, respawned, got the mace, and I started trying to one-shot it. And finally, the last build of the year is going to be a city, and I'd already done this little steampunk village, so I'm just going to extend off of that. I built over the ocean so I didn't have to flatten out any land, and these templates were way too small, so I ended up changing all of them later. But once the plan was done, I started making the first building. I wanted to make the last building more industrial looking, because I want to add a factory soon. So I just whacked some smokestacks on the roof and called it a day. And it was day 2500, so I went back to my old house. Not that one. Now I'm done building, I want to do that fight in my arena. And if you think way back, when I fought those two wardens at the same time in the ancient city, I got freaked out and pulled away. So for the end of the video, and the end of the year, I want to see who actually wins that fight. Now they're trapped, I gotta think about how I'm actually gonna fight them. And last time I checked, a notch apple gives you enough regen to fight two at the same time and heal just quick enough. Okay, I'm very happy I tested that, because they completely nerfed notches. But there's another way. A potion I've never made before which gives you resistance 4. Turtle Master. I'm gonna need turtle helmets for that. And I also want to use slow falling on the wardens, so they can gracefully fall into the arena. So for the first time all year, phantom membranes are actually useful. And before you watch it, I messed up a lot in this fight. I wasted a load of Turtle Masters and I probably didn't need any notch apple. I didn't want to take any chances. I potted up, I forgot strength, and I gave it a go.
Alright.